Settle down. You sitting comfortably? Because we are going to tell the story of the Easington Hare. Once upon a time, in Easington village, there lived a little old woman whose name was Mabel.
Her cottage was by the village green, and each day the children would play outside her window. Mabel liked to sit by her fireside and look out at the children playing on the grass.
She also baked lovely biscuits, and when the children would smell them cooking, they could not resist coming to her door.
Hello, children. Would you all like a freshly made biscuit?
Yes, please, Mabel. We certainly would.
It was a hard life for families in the Carmen village. Husbands and sons worked for long hours, underground digging, called for wages. Wives and daughters spent all day cleaning and cooking and working in the gardens to grow food for their families to eat.
At weekends the men would gather for sports on the village green, and the children had to find somewhere else to play their games. Mabel was not too happy about this.
Some of the men kept greyhounds for racing, and they would place their bets on the winner.
One weekend, when the dogs were racing, an enormous hare with great big teeth and huge pointy ears popped up on the village green, and all the dogs were startled. They stopped racing and started to chase after the strange creature instead.
Off they all ran, out of the village and into the woods, and the men had to go chasing after them. They ran and they ran, but they couldn't catch the hare. Eventually, they all dropped to the ground with sheer exhaustion.
The following weekend, the men and the greyhounds gathered again for the sport on the green, and once again the big hare appeared just as the dogs started the race.
Off it ran with the dogs in hot pursuit, and all the men behind them, but alas, they could not catch the elusive creature.
Back in the village pub that evening, many of the men gathered for a drink and a chat.
"This is no good," one of the men declared. "We've got to do something about this mad hare. It's ruined our dog racing."
Yeah, we've got to do something, but what?
In the corner there sat a little chap quietly supping his pint. "Why not get a bloodhound to track it down?" he suggested.
That's a good idea. They all agreed.
"We can saddle our horse too," suggested one of the men. "Let's do it next weekend."
The weekend soon arrived and the men were prepared for the appearance of the mad hare.
They had a bloodhound and a horse hidden behind the pub, waiting for the race to start, and for the hare to make its expected appearance.
Sure enough, as soon as the dogs started to race, the hare popped up again and the chase was on.
They ran out of the village through the woods, over the fields, across the river, along the roads, and the bloodhound, the dogs, the horse, and the men all chasing the elusive hare.
All around the world they ran, past London Bridge, past the Eiffel Tower, past the ancient pyramids of Egypt,
past Taj Mahal in India, and even past the Great Wall of China.
until eventually the bloodhound managed to reach the hare and bite its leg.
It drew blood, but the hare got away and kept running faster than ever. The bloodhound now had the scent of the hare and followed the trail for miles and miles until it led them all back to Islington village.
When the men finally reached the village green, they saw the hare sitting on the grass licking its wonder leg.
It jumped up startled and limped away, creeping through a hole in the door of Mabel's cottage. "Aha! Now we've got it," said one of the men. "Surround Mabel's cottage, chaps."
There was no other way out of the building for the hare. The men entered the cottage to search for the creature, but there was no sign of it.
All they found was little old Mabel sitting by her fireside, wrapping a fresh bandage around her wounded leg.
The men looked at her, then at each other and scratched their heads.
So, there could be no other explanation. The hare was a woman, and the woman was a witch.
One day when they were racing, they saw a big grey hare. "Come after me," she seemed to say, "I want you all to play." They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green. Swaying that they ran and ran, the hounds were on the trail. But this grey hare had bound them to capture, made it fail. They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green.
They set a bloodhound running, who quickly caught the scent. The hound he nipped the hare's back leg, she ran away to hide.
They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green. To a house upon the green, the men they searched so hard, but only a spotted lady sits and bears an injured foot. They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green.
The film's about the Easington hare, or the Hare Witch.
Well, it's about this little old woman called
Mabel.
Mabel, aye, and she turns herself into a hare, and she pops up about these greyhounds.
These men try and have a race with the dogs on, and the hare keeps on popping up.
And greyhounds ran after it.
One day when they were racing, they saw a big grey hare. "Come after me," she seemed to say, "I want you all to play." They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green. Swaying that they ran and ran, the hounds are on the trail. But this grey hare had bound them to capture, made it fail. They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green.
They set a bloodhound running, who quickly caught the scent. The hound he nipped the hare's back leg, she ran away to hide.
They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green. To a house upon the green, the men they search so hard, but only a spotted lady sits and bears an injured foot. They're running to the green, they're running to the green. The swift grey hare of bloodhound, they're running to the green.
The men raced their greyhounds again another weekend, and the same thing happened.
And the men gather around the pub on the night and say that they've got to get rid of the hare, and they've got a bloodhound waiting before the race.
And when the hare pops up, the greyhounds are chasing after it, as well as the bloodhound, and the hare and the bloodhound, and probably the men and the greyhounds are running all around the world.
We have done a lot of work on the animation project.
I'm going to do more. Doing characters was the best.
Fifth.
Fantastic. We enjoyed watching the film about detectives looking for the hare.
I liked drawing the hare and children. Paul liked drawing the bloodhound, and then we liked the film that we made.
I enjoyed the chant and the song.
Stick on there. You will do the cover all like you see. It just doesn't with a pen. It
I like the clown.
I like making the characters by putting material on and putting glue tack on the legs and head and arms to make them move.
Right? So, okay. That's it. Okay. So that's the one doing some movements.
I love the puppets.
I like moving the people and the cameras taking photos.
That looks great. Right, I'll try that out.
I like making the characters and moving the characters.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard work, especially when you have to move stuff when they've been stuck down. They ran out of the village through the woods, over the fields, across the river, along the roads, and the bloodhound, the dogs, the horse, and the men all chasing the elusive hare.
All around the world they ran, past London Bridge, past the Eiffel Tower,
until it led them all to back to Easington village.
When the men finally reached the village green, they saw the hare sitting on the grass, licking its window leg.
Bit on the back of the legs and went under the door to hide.
The men thinks they've got it surrounded, but they can't see it anywhere.
Men got in Mabel's cottage. They looked everywhere, but there's no hare, and there's an old woman bandaging her leg up.
And then that's when they find out that Mabel's the witch and the witch was the hare.
The story was the best bit.